Hello, this is video 11 in the video series that goes along with the workbook entitled Maintenance of Certification Step by Step by Crystal Culp. In just the previous video, we talked just a little bit about evidence and sample product for component 1. Let's talk a little bit more in depth. So I'm on page 11 of that workbook, and you can see appropriate forms of sample product. And you can find the examples that National Board provides for you on page 8 of your MOC instructions. So some of the things that are included that you can choose from. And this is not an exhaustive list. There are other things that could be evidence to support the claims that you make about what you did for your professional growth experience. So student work samples, it can be writing samples, it could be artwork, it could be self-reflections, photographs of students doing a project, working on something. Maybe they created an art project and you can take a photo of that. Student test scores measure student performance. That could be proof that you had an impact on student learning through your professional growth experience. Testimonials. Let's say you work with a group of teachers. You have presented a professional development for them, and then they have taken what you learned that you shared with them and then implemented it with their own students, and they have sent you an email thanking you for that or commenting on that. And don't be reluctant to ask a teacher for it. I think most teachers would be happy to help if you just explain that you just need some evidence to show that you are having an impact with students indirectly by helping other teachers learn new skills. So it could be emails, it could be cards, maybe parents have communicated with you a thanks for something that you did that went beyond what you really had to do. It could be emails. Maybe it's your own communication log that you submit to show how you're communicating with parents. In that log, any email that you receive, any phone call that you make or receive, newsletters that you send home, updating your teacher page to keep parents informed, your own anecdotal notes of conversations that you've had with specific parents. Any and all of that you could use as evidence for your professional growth experience sample of product, or as most people think about it, the evidence. Evidence can be qualitative or it can be quantitative. Attendance rates, graduation rates, if you can show a difference and impact on those things because of something that you did. Gap populations often can turn out to be the focus of professional growth and showing their growth in learning. Data about resources that impact student learning. Maybe you helped write and then receive and implement a grant that was very specifically targeted for a certain thing. That grant work could be evidence. Maybe it was technology that you used. Maybe you had to advocate in your district to get certain technology. So that email exchange for that advocation. Your personal writings. Maybe you have a blog. Maybe you have a website. Maybe you've written articles that have been published. Pieces, you couldn't submit all of it because you're limited in the amount of space that you have, but you could screenshot part of that. And then summary of any kind of project outcome that you've been doing. So again, this is not an exhaustive list, but you just need to think about what kind of evidence you're going to be able to offer for the professional growth experiences that you've chosen. I wish you the best in figuring out how you can best show the impact that you've had on student learning. We're going to move on to page 12 because that's where you're going to use this space to think about your evidence and make a list of all of it. Just brainstorm all the different kind of evidence that you think that you can provide for your PGEs, and then you're going to whittle it down later once you've actually gathered it and looked at it and to see how you can fit it into those 2 pages. It will make a difference in how it's going to fit on the page. And there are certain rules National Board gives you for how evidence should be presented on a page. And we'll get into those rules in a future video. Okay, I hope you found this helpful. I'll see you in the next video.